Hello and welcome to more Testulous. Team 1 ANS, Team 2 OSP. We're focusing on missiles and we stepped away from battleships a little bit, although hasn't been a ton of missiling going on lately. That's fine. Part of it's just having fun playing on the testing branch. So that's in a really good spot right now. So it's definitely the way we should be listening. Yeah, there we go, the deployment music. Team 1, Gamma Railgun, Pyro, Basil, Dramus, ANS. Team 2, Corbeau, Subtle Hubris, Internet Explorer, Moneris, OSP, 3K4v4. We're on Arroyo, the desert map. It's a weird combination of really open up above and down below, but really like trenchy as you get in towards the middle of the map. Tons of cover to hide around all over the place. I mean, look at this. You can see it down here and through here and over here and around all this. And A is both very covered and very open depending on which angle you're at. It's a neat little map. It's definitely an odd one. And someone else has been hosting these, which has been great. I think it's been Pyro, actually. Being a Pyro. Dropping down with one of her menace. Hello? One of her ungodly creations. Oh my fucking god, yo. I love it. Never ever change Pyro. This never gets old. Look at that. Absolutely magnificent. Current battleship has 58 centimeters armor, and it seems like that's gonna stay. And that's good. I would have liked a little more testing on 56, but based on what we did experience, 58's where it's at. Master apparently decided that no more testing was needed, so that's what we get. I think it's in a good spot. Tramus, 1 voxel, and a booty load of sprinters, 2 jam sprons, some torpedo and gun capping sprinters, shuttle scuttles, nice. Gamma Railgun in an Axford? Okay, so Gamma has been actually murdered at our computer and replaced, which is unfortunate. We will see if the strange entity who is taking over Gamma's soul can fly. 250s on top, beam on the bottom, stone walls all around, bullseye as well. Probably some AMMs? No, just decoys. We also got a fighting voxel. Little missiles coming out already. And this thing, this accursed being, Bumblebee. Yes, Basil! Rocking the missile voxel. Yes. Yes. I love it. Love seeing more people bring these stupid monstrosities. Some missiles, looks like no good lands. Blind Yub on Echo, but oh, actually some good lands on the Portland. Yeah, gonna be able to prevent it from getting to cap Echo. Its engines are out, it's stuck here. It will eventually be able to repair that drive, but slowing down that Echo cap is real nice. Also eating a couple AMMs. Very handy. Basil, of course, not going full greed and making a 3K voxel. So Basil, a little bit of coward on that front. And bringing a semi-real build, but having a like a little capper ship, which isn't on the move. Basil too busy firing the starter stuff, or maybe it's intended to be close escort for the voxel. We'll see. OSP, wow, that is a lot of ships out of the OSP team. Okay, we're gonna go through these real quick. So Hubris, 250, interesting. 250 Ocello with Sarissas and Auroras and Bullseye. Okay, 250 Bulker with no point defense. Volume tanking for life, 2 of them in fact, and then 1 little scout shuttle with point defense and a lock. Nice offset locker shuttle. You don't see it very often, but I think it's really powerful for OSP to have in their toolkit. A lot of people don't use them. Moneris rocking the straight up shuttle swarm again. A little bit of a different build this time. Primarily, yeah, almost all pure rocket shuttles. In fact, I think might all be pure rocket shuttles. Yeah, some of them have locks, some of them have chaff. Nice. Internet Explorer. 1 spin ship. 1 mine vessel. Few one cap ship, a couple more. Okay, a lot of like mining capping shuttles. What the fuck? Loaded down with sprint mines. Oh, that's brutal. That is gonna be a real tough time for whatever gets onto Alpha. In fact, it's already a tough time. Dramis losing one of his capped sprinters, and ANS just doesn't have the number of ships to be losing any of these very quickly, especially not up against the sheer volume of ships the OSP has. Corbeau, I believe, has a tug swarm of torpedoes. We'll see EWR tug, Bellbird sprinter. Oh yeah, right in the middle of this tug swarm. Little jam. Did I call that a sprinter? Little jam shuttle. And then 250s, grazers, bastions, and of course torps. New torps. Good torps. 8 of them per few AMMs as well. These things are very dangerous when fired at high volume. I think Pyro in particular, if these get on Pyro, she's just fucking dead. Because this thing is kind of given up some of its point defense to be a better frontline combat, or like backline gun support combatant. So it's got the double ELINT, so it can get a crossfix with any other ELINT ships, although there are no ELINT ships out of the ANS other than this one, unfortunately. It's also going to provide some good little lines of bearing for potential foes at long ranges. Gonna be very nice. Charlie mined off, Alpha mined off, Echo finally capped by OSP. 3-2 on the caps. OSP have an early cap advantage. You know, I said we were gonna listen to the Dynasty Warriors music, but I guess I'm just a liar. Hold on, let me... Whatever, I'll deal with that later. We've been kind of spamming the games here on the Testulous. It's been nice. None of that's really happened for the past couple days. Past 3 or 4 days, really. Oh man, I'm just waiting for one of these shuttles to get their comms shot out and to just get murdered by their own mines. I gotta get out of here real fast. Looks like the Tab 2 is going to make it out. Everything else died on the point. Unfortunately, not eating any of the mines that were laid. ANS has pretty strong shape on a Bravo attack. And they also might be able to get Alpha as a... I gotta turn off my freaking UI names with all these mines. It's a Charlie attack, actually. I might be able to get Alpha with this angling. They need more cap ships is the problem. They don't have the cap ships. So a Voxel's gonna have to like base grab it, or the Voxel and Axford are going to have to go after Charlie, and they're going to run into an absurd minefield, and it's going to take forever to clear that because they don't have any sacrificial ships to YOLO in there. I don't know, 250 RPF out of the Axford, out of the Mark 65s might be able to do a pretty good job on mines. I don't see 250 Mark 65s versus mines very often. Let's see, glitter bomb going out. You're not sure where these are headed. Might be going after the Isello. Nebulous of Thessaly. That's a good name. Ooh, Sarissa's coming in. These aren't being Sarissa wiggled. Is Sarissa gonna devour or just miss? Might not be any GPCs on this. It's kind of hard to fit GPCs into Isellos, if we're being completely honest. Sometimes with all the DC you want to cram them. And rapids in the nose instead of reinforced. Bold. Ballsy. But stupid! Large is in the center. Yeah, no gun plotting centers, so even though these are going in a straight line, they're at this weird oblique angle. Just gonna take a while for the Sarissas to deal with them. But they have withered it enough to where the Auroras can clean them up pretty effectively. In fact, where are these going? I'm not really sure what the intended target is. Ah! I see what the intended target is. It was meant to get... And Corbeau gets disconnected. Amazing. Meant to get behind Internet Explorer's Let 'em Rip, but the surprise Isello able to PD very effectively. Oh, remember what we were talking about having to push a minefield with an Axford? Yeah. There's, that is so many mines. But that is also one dead Axford, and presumably those were fewer mines than Axford points. Yeah, that's a pretty unfortunate mistake there. So why are we still... Put this on. There we go. There hasn't really been that much of a direct engagement. It's just, oh, a ton of missiles going into one crappy little sprinter. Eating probably more points than it's worth. And S2Hs. At least I think those are S2Hs. The Tug Swarm, unfortunately, coming around here for the most genius flank of a lifetime, is going to run into empty space. I think it's trying to hit the Yub number, who is Basil, but Basil has already migrated away. Not staying super far away. Yeah, these are more S2s. So time to see how well the 3 RPM... Time to see... These aren't going to turn. Does against hybrids. Okay, there they go, there they go. Just a little wide on the turn. Ooh, AMM's coming out. Oh, what is this angling? Okay, a few stages. Clonk, clonk, clonk. Quite a few lands coming in from the side like that. Actually very effective. Yeah, nothing dead, but... Yeah, that's one reactor that's downed. Not out. It's 2 of them. These 2 ships going to be halted. It's going to really slow down the swarm or disrupt the formation. And Basil's also getting the hell out of there, so the swarm's not really going to be able to do that much. Anyways, Anus struggle busting. They're going after that Charlie Cap. But it looks like Gamma just YOLOing out of the point, eating a lot of the mines. Able to clean up quite a few of them with the Defenders and the Mark 64s. But still eating enough that this Voxel's in not great shape. Not great shape. Still fighting fit. Bonk. More damage coming down on the Tugs. They're facing backwards for some reason. Why are they facing backwards? Oh, they're shooting. They're shooting the sprinter that's going to recap Delta. And that causes their PD to have just absolutely abysmal angling. And to eat missiles ass on. Kind of a problem. Another sprinter going for Alpha, and hey, here come the sprint mines. Honk, see you later. Ta-da! You just gotta have the small ship seal. You know, I was really concerned about the VB buffs making all capitals just like the norm again, and at least around these parts, which is a very odd corner of Neb, to be fair. Looks to be not the case. So I think if you just YOLO capitals onto these points, they get fucked too. Well, I mean, Gamma lost an axe for doing that. Running it onto Charlie and didn't nearly lose a voxel, but took a lot of damage on the voxel, so. It's looking like, so far, at least, my fears are for naught. We've got some torpedo. Ooh, yeah. Torpedoes being track fired at Basil. These are command guide torpedoes, so they have to be track fired, but yeah, it does. Corbeau just a little bit too close to the wall here to be doing that. Slams a whole volley, which is like, I don't know, that's probably, let's see, 4 pop, 4, 8, 12, and maybe the 4th one down here. So 12 or 16 missiles just swoop. And First Trouble's gonna eat some, oh, hybrids this stage a little too early. It might be some ARADs that were triggered, yeah, triggered by the jamming. SP has basically all the caps at this point. Damn. Torpedo missing the shuttle. And this is having a real rough time of things. It's a little bitch fight going on over by Delta. Yeah, Rumbergite here still doing pretty well. Okay, here come the torpedoes. Going after the Solomon instead of the Vauxhall. Blanc. 3 lands. Downing the antenna, downing some internals, a couple GPCs down, ammo elevator down, large locker. Oh, man. This thing isn't completely ruined, but it's in bad shape. Actually, it lost its magazine, and I'm pretty sure Pyro only brings 1 bulk magazine on the Ruby Rose. Yeah. So, it's normally in a really good spot for gun duels, but right now this thing has no ability to shoot. Kind of a problem. A follow-up torpedo strike would actually obliterate it, but Corbeau obviously doesn't know that. And has not fired. Where are these hybrids going? Are these being looped around the jamming cone? No. But they are being held. I don't think those were held long enough. Yep, nope, not held long enough. Tram's getting rocketed. Gonna be able to dodge it pretty effectively. Yeah, those are all whooshing off into the void. Whoosh. Very nice. ANS just getting taken to Pound Town. This is brutal. And an Explorer. Gamma pretty hard. And who else? Yeah, Subtle Hubris for the follow-up with the 250 bulkers. Revolver and the... I mean, what do you call it? Just like a normal 250 bulker, right? Because the Revolver is also a 250 bulker. Broadside? 250 broadside? Yeah, there we go. 250 broadside. Ruby Rose on Bravo. OSP up 250 points. ANS knows they gotta get something done. So the battleship capping Bravo, exerting pressure on this tug swarm, doing a pretty decent job against the PD. So the thing about the AMMs are actually really good here. They're kind of bad against dedicated S2 spam. Gamma dips, not really sure what... Oh, right. Yeah. Against dedicated S2 spam. But the AMMs perform really well against limited torpedoes. Because these tugs, they've got the volleys, but they don't have very many of them. They've got the Alpha Strike, I should say, but they don't have that many volleys of torpedoes, and now they're probably at a point where they're just down to... Oh, yeah. Just down to the nose guns. A couple of the damaged ones earlier have their torpedoes, but that's not going to be any help whatsoever since they're just stuck down here. Not really sure where these are going. Ah, these are trying to get into the backside of the Let 'em Rip. Under the map. Come on, turn up. Turn up. No, these are way too far down. Basil definitely more of an OSP missileer than an ANS one. Using these big, wide, sweeping turns like you would containers, you just don't need to do that with the H3s and H2s. OSP recapping Charlie. Insta-stage clunk. Ooh, Razor gives it, actually. Point blank 450s against tugs. Actually very effective. You hit tugs nose on. The 450 isn't going to punch through. So that's just going to... The HE is just going to burst inside the reactor or the drive and do an absurd amount of damage.
The enemy secured zone combat.
Offensive 100's coming in as well. Clonk. Doing some damage. I think it's just about over. Basil eating some rockets. Oh, yeah. Brutal rocket strike. Look at that. Well, this game was a good example of you need small ships. If no one brings small ships, then it's fine. But if one team brings a lot of small ships, then the other team has to bring a lot of small ships. Or they just don't have the map presence. This is absolutely a map presence victory for the OSP. They locked down their camping points with mines and then got into a strong strategic position with small vessels, and the big vessels were able to hang back and kind of hold down the caps along with the mines, while the small vessels just pressured the ANS into bad moves. Big mistakes, like that push onto Bravo was just too greedy. Extremely well played by the OSP team. This might have something to do with the the amount of teamwork these players are used to. Like Corbeau, Internet Explorer, and Subtle Hubris have played a lot of games here on the Coliseum, and they've also played together quite a few times, especially Corbeau and Internet Explorer. Whereas Basil, Gamma, and Pyrope I don't see around that much. They are around, and they're all really good players in their own right, but they don't have as much experience in the stack versus stack environment, which is a very different environment. That's okay. They'll get there. Game's over. We're heading to the AAR. I don't know how long they're gonna keep the game running, but be in the after action report here in a second. Here we are at the AAR.
Nebulous.
Yep. 29,000 out of Basil. Again, we're just getting nuked by mines.
Hey, Dark, you guys are live. Just FYI.
Okay. Pyro, 14,000 damage. Man, that battleship was able to live a long time, and it's still, I mean, it's still alive.
It's at like full health.
Yeah, it's fine. You can pound it on from all angles, but all the small arms fire just wasn't able to kill it. Problem was the ANS lacked a lot of map presence.
Were those torps not dialed up enough? That was not the amount of damage I expected from 5 torp hits.
I mean,
I don't know. They're not my ships.
they did a lot of damage. They just didn't like. It didn't stick. Pyrope was able to heal.
Yeah.
Are you referring to the tugs?
Yes.
Those would be size 5 warheads.
Gotcha. Yeah, my defenders just didn't get any of them. I don't know why.
I think it was the angle. Because those hip mounts, like, they can't cant all the way up, and it kind of came in from that little cone of
Oh, gotcha.
inaccessibility.
Like
Yep.
a perfect angle.
Yeah. Just a real unfortunate coincidence. So Gamma, what was with the push into the minefield?
I didn't. So here's the thing. I explicitly pulled Yang away from the minefield, and then the mines triggered.
Nice.
I don't know why they triggered. I was moving Yang away from the minefield. I wasn't pushing. And they just triggered, and they just went, and then they killed them.
So I
And
think
couldn't
what
stop them,
could have happened
because there
there
was 8 billion of them.
is the monitor was still laying mines when you were kind of rolling up onto the points. You might have just been a little too close, and even pulling back, they like armed just in time to grab you at the edge of their vision.
Well, no, that was like the mines that were already there, and it was like at 3 clicks, and I was like, oh, I was like 3.5 clicks from them, and I'm heading towards the minefield. I'm like, nope, let's get back from the mines. And then, despite having told them to go away, despite having told Yan to go away from the mines, despite having a fucking radar drive, didn't accelerate quick enough, hit by the mines. It's just, God, it's just incredibly fucking irritating. Sorry if I'm sounding irritated. It's just
No, that's fine.
very, very frustrating to not be able to do anything for 3 games in a row after having a really bad anxiety spiral yesterday, and and not being able to do anything because of my ADHD, deciding, no, you will not have spoons today, but you will also be understimulated, which means that you feel like you need to do something, but none of the things you can do, you actually can't. None of the things you would that are options to do, you can't do anything. It's just and in the middle of a heat wave that's throwing off my sensory. So sorry if I'm a little bit irritable.
That happens.
It's just
Yeah, the heat's going crazy. I can't do any. I'm like black.
it's just so many.
Hey, I have a question, Darg and Cryptic. How did the mines look from the ANS side? Like,
What do you mean? Like, how effective were they at killing things?
kind of, but more of like as a time delay. Was there an actual presence that they need to worry about?
Yes,
You know,
there very much was. As the one who was pushing into C minefield, Blake took quite a lot longer. Like, I could have just pushed in, but I couldn't really because there was like 8 billion other things. So it did, yeah, it definitely slowed me down. Also, what the fuck was that with the 250 liners killing Blake in 3 seconds flat?
They do that. That's what they do to Naxxor Gamma.
Yeah, voxels in flank do a lot of damage.
That is
So
irritating.
on the
It is irritating.
3 seconds.
Oh no, you're absolutely right.
Kill anything.
well, let me speak to the mines for a second. Is that ANS did get like perfect shape for a Charlie and Alpha fork attack, but the mines just completely ruined that. So it was pretty effective. It was both an effective delaying tactic and got some good damage out.
good to hear.
It'd be really nice if there was a game where I could like do anything at all and not die in 3 seconds.
Were you playing Axford or were you playing like?
I was running Bumblebee, which is Oxford which is Beam 250 Oxford plus CL.
Oh, that.
Yeah, it's Bumblebee.
Okay, that's good. It's just okay. Beam Axford, yeah, that's hard. Wow, yeah, Beam Axford.
I mean,
hard.
I did get some decent effects on target until I hit the minefield, which I shouldn't have hit.
Well, only thing really to do is put it behind us and move on to the next game, the next lobby. Someone will start hosting that. I'll do a closer to the recording.
I'm too worried about my too worried about the heat to make my computer overheat, so I'm not gonna post. Sorry.
Thank you, Pyro.
Thank you, Pyro.
For staying on top of the host. Very appreciated. Makes things a lot easier on my PC. I believe your password is 123, correct, for the newer folks who joined?
Yeah. It'll be 123. I'm just fiddling with something really quick. Just give me like 2 minutes.
All right.
Do you need additional play?
Okay, that was that. Gamma pretty frustrated, which is unfortunate, but it happens. Such is the cost of being a human. One of the nice things about the Coliseum is that we try to be kind of supportive of each other when we're having bad days. Impatient with people who are unhappy and frustrated. I think we got a good little group here. Gamma should probably take a break, but it's probably going to keep grinding. ADHD brain problems. Living the life. And we're going to get into the next match. I don't think I have too much to say about that. It was a slow enough game that I was able to say most of what I wanted to say about the game during the game. I said the word game a lot of times in very short succession there. If you want to participate in this sort of thing, we got a Discord. Link for that's in the description. Got a lot of people in there now. God, we're like breaking 130 at this point. Ton of people. A lot of gamer. It's a great place for finding matches with people, and we got folks in all time zones too. I think we actually have enough Europeans at this point where we have multiple teams worth of Europeans online and available. We also have some folks who are deployed and who are just not in the US for whatever reason. Maybe they live in other places. What a concept. Maybe they're out there for other reasons. And so, yeah, good games. All hours of the day. You can get stacks. You can get stack versus stacks. A lot of fun. Come on down. Link in the description. See you later. Goodbye. Toodaloo.